50th birthday handicap from Ascot. The red lights are on as Debalatio goes in. Set. Ready to break. Stalls have opened. Lord Kronos jumped away quickly. So did Rosa's Shadow. Peppy Jack and Harry Thomas and Wild Fusion gather momentum. Behind those, Discoville shortly after the start, coming onto the course proper and now being bustled forward, Fair Scenari. Mulga had got back after the break as they'd settled properly, and so did Rosa's Shadow. They're followed by Someday, One Day and Dicoletto as well in the middle. Debalatio stranded 3 deep going out to the river. Then Touch of Silver, second from last, and at the tail end of the field is No Say in it. On by the 1,000 metres they go. Peppy Jack, Lord Kronos share the lead. They're a length and a half to Discoville. Harry Thomas breathing fire. The pace has really come off and they're dawdling, and so Debalatio takes off here with a mid-race mover and got around Fair Scenari. Over on the fence to Mulga, being followed in the middle next of all by Wild Fusion. A length and a half to Dicoletto. Then came Someday, One Day, back with Rosa's Shadow. No Say in it. Debalatio's rushed around them now and taken control, and Touch of Silver still well back in the field. Well, it was a game move. They were walking, and with 400 left to go, he's trying to steal it. Debalatio brings them up to the home corner. 2.5 to 3 in front. Whiting goes to work on Peppy Jack from Harry Thomas. A gap to Discoville, followed further back Rosa's Shadow. Debalatio, though, at the 200, well clear of Peppy Jack, Harry Thomas, Discoville. As they come to the 150, it's Debalatio about 2.5 to 3 in front. Peppy Jack won't go to it, and a great ride there to pinch it here mid-race. Debalatio beat Peppy Jack from well off them. No Say in it. Storming down the outside, grabbing third from Discoville. Harry Thomas running on Touch of Silver, followed then by Mulga. Behind them Wild Fusion and Someday, One Day, Rosa's Shadow, Fair Scenari. Well back, second last in fact, Dicoletto, and cutting up to run last is Lord Kronos. Well, Debalatio there with Dan Stake taking matters into his own hands. When they wanted to throw out the anchor, Dan wanted to keep on sailing, and so he took off. Debalatio was 3 deep, so he decided to roll forward and just take up that role of pacemaker when seemingly they just wanted to walk and dawdle along. He got there comfortably enough, and then he gapped them on the corner. Peppy Jack stuck on. No Say in it made ground late, and either Harry Thomas or Discoville for fourth. But a really good ride by Stake, a ride of initiative there for the Fred Kersley yard, a former Sires Produce Stakes winning 2-year-old by Smart Missile from Velasco, and made that move. It turned out to be a race winning move, calculated to get there, and has certainly paid dividends. 7.50, 8.50 into sixes for Debalatio, trained by Fred Kersley. Peppy Jack second, Jason Whiting for trainer James Grieve, and third, number 4, No Say in it, Randy Tan in the saddle for trainer Lindsay Smith. And Harry Thomas is officially fourth. 2 1/4, 1 1/4 in 1:30.58 after the running of the 5th. Race 6 today, the Challenge Stakes at 5 after 4 for the 3-year-olds at listed level, and there are no changes. We'll take you out now to Brittany Taylor, who's over there with Dan Stake, and they're nice and relaxed on their way back here. Certainly the winner Debalatio is, and a terrific ride there by Diamond Dan, who took off when they wanted to just stop and dawdle mid-race there, Britt.
Yes, always it makes for an exciting race, doesn't it, Darren, when there's a mid-race move. Dan, talk us through your thoughts just before you pushed the button and wanted to take up the running.
My thoughts were, why are we going so slow? Yeah, I didn't have a plan. I just thought I'd ride my horse and ride the race, and you know what happened.
You just mentioned to me that you did something similar as a 2-year-old on this horse. Did that give you a little bit of confidence? You know the plan had worked once and it worked again today.
Yeah, very similar situation. It was the size, and you know, the tempo wasn't that strong. It was just, and I was probably trying to ride him a little bit quiet, and it was out of his comfort zone. And yeah, you know, just sort of time to do it and time not to, and today it was.
It's been over 500 days since he's been in the winner's circle. Why do you think that is?
He was a colt, and he was quite a dominant sort of colt as a 2-year-old, and when he came back as a 3, he struggled in the best form, and the owners had a decision to make. They decided to geld him. He didn't lose too much form, but he, after sort of winning really well as a 2-year-old, he'd gone up in the ratings, and he was as he was growing and maturing, he was taking on some very good gallopers. But no, he's had a very nice this preparation. He's done terrific, and yeah, today was the right day.
It's great to see him come into his own, and it's almost hard to believe when you say how dominant he was, how beautiful and docile he is walking back now. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Brittany Taylor catching up with Daniel Stake, and Debelatio, Fred. He's been one of those horses that was probably punished for his good form as a 2-year-old, and today he delivered a performance that was pretty good.
Really good today. He's had a few critics along the way, but he's never had a lot of luck in his runs, and to be fair, he could have nearly won the Karrakatta and the size as a 2-year-old, so really good to have him back in good form.
It reminded me a little bit of the great Fred Kersley down the back when they were walking at Gloucester Park, and you just caught them napping, and that's what Stake did. He caught them napping, he went for home, and it was a dashing ride.
Yeah, full credit to Daniel, but I've still got to tell the riders and drivers that the winning post is at the other end of the straight, not the turn for home.
Were you a little bit nervous?
I was.
But I guess he had to do that because it was muddling in the middle stages. There was interference, and Stakey said, bugger this, I'm off and gone here. And in the end, he did catch everybody napping, and they couldn't make up that margin.
No, it's an excellent ride. He was from a wide draw. He was trapped 3 deep, and he was trying to go back and get position, but couldn't. Then there was a bit of shuffling going on mid-race, and he said, well, let's go.
Imagine when he draws a barrier, this horse as well.
I'm looking forward to that.
Did he remind you? Did you ever do that off the palms at Gloucester Park?
No.
A couple of times.
No, I was always very patient.
Well done, Fred.
Thank you.
There we go. There is the Hall of Famer, Fred Kersley. And Debelatio defeats Peppy Jack, no saying it, and Harry Thomas. Time there, 1:30.5. Good performance there by Debelatio to win nicely. Race 6 will be the next race here at Ascot today.